Oh no, I lost you. There you are. Okay.
Okay, so everybody's so excited that Zoe is back. I am super excited that Zoe is back. I miss you so much. Everybody missed you so much.
I missed everybody so much. I hope everybody's been well. I hope everybody's been enjoying this ascension. It's getting weird. Things are getting
It's
really
getting weird. It's getting weird, though.
yeah.
It
I'm
is.
here
It's
for it.
getting weird.
I'm so
Um,
here for it.
so they were asking, somebody mentioned about your 40-day challenge.
Mm.
And so I want you to explain a little bit about what you put on your channel about that.
Oh, the
Because,
practices? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think we're at a point in time where our guides are trusting us with stepping into the full power of our human technology. So they're trying to slowly explain it and how it works, and amplifying it and activating it and allowing you to develop relationship with it. And so 40 days is a really good place to start in creating a foundation for something like that, especially energetically. So when you work with anything for 40 days, you kind of set a really good foundation. It's great to keep going if you want to. It's always great to keep going. But so we're starting with the 10 body system, because you have 10 energetic unseen, well, 9 energetic unseen bodies. The fifth body, the physical body you see, is the one that we are using right now. And we're starting from the outside in. We're starting from the security system, the radiant body in. So I think the idea behind that, why they want it, instead of starting from your soul body, which is so, beautiful and powerful, but also vulnerable,
hmm
instead of activating that, awakening and amplifying your soul without having security set up, because we're still in a transitory kind of fallen world. We're starting with the radiant body. So my idea was to put out a video every week, but it didn't it didn't happen, but it's okay, because it gave everybody at least 40 days if they were utilizing the practice to get that established and going. The radiant body, we're talking about auras today, so I think a good way to explain it is think about your aura as a house, like your home.
Okay.
um, and if we think about it like that, then your radiant body would be your security system, would be like the ADT system of your home. But it works two ways, so it doesn't just like deflect and protect, and your radiance kind of burns and neutralizes all your frequencies that are coming at you, and repels anything that's not of your likeness so much that it does. But it also, the way a brightness can attract things, it also starts to magnetize a lot of things towards you. So a good way to get people to do stuff is to be like, it's gonna make you money. It's gonna you're gonna be, and it's true, because it's totally true. But it's like a great motivator. It's a great, like,
Yes.
thing to say. Like, if you start doing it, but it's not a lie. You will start magnetizing a lot of opportunities, but you'll also start preventing a lot of BS. From There's stuff that just you won't have to deal with anymore, because you're of this high luminant vibration. um and the next, so that was the first one that I made, the activation for the radiant body, which is a great place to start. And the second one is the subtle body, your astral body, the one that you use to astral project and travel through dimensions, and um,
Okay.
holds your akashic record imprinting and all that stuff. So that's the second layer. And we're just going to keep stepping down. So the next one would be pranic body. You're the body that runs the prana, the air. I guess that would be considered. Let's keep going with the house metaphor. I guess like your vents, the air, the circulatory system through the home, the air conditioning system. Like your prana is more than that, though. Prana is like your chi. It's like energy
Yes.
source. So if you
Yes.
don't have like a lot, if you feel like stuck, like I keep trying to get somewhere and I can't, that's when you start working with pranayama. That's when you start working with the breathwork practices that puts like energy in the system, that really like boosts. But I know I can talk about this stuff forever. We're supposed to be talking about auras. today. But that is
So remember, we go with the flow.
oh
So
yeah.
if you feel like going that way, you go that way.
I don't have my turban on today. I'm loose. I'm not contained. Usually I needed to like structure my mind. Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's a whole 10 body system that we're working with, and we only utilize the fifth body, the physical body, and it gives us headaches and it runs us into so many problems, and it's exhausting just to be physical, constantly in the physical. So the guides are our friends. I don't even like to call them guides anymore. They're just like friends at this point. They are so excited for us to realize our full potential and our full power. It can be very confusing at first if you're used to working with one part of you only, and to find out
Yeah.
there's 9 more parts to pay attention to and to balance and keep clear and stuff. But yeah, so that's that. That's it. We're
So
working.
is that, so then are those bodies, since they're energy, are they part of the aura?
Oh, so it's interesting. See, I like to explain them in layers
Do you have
sometimes.
a chart by any chance, like on your walls or anything, or no?
No,
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I
Just in case. I figure I would ask just in case. Okay.
I should have a chart. Maybe I'll draw one, because the way it's cool to think about it in layers. I think the numerical significance of like first body, second body, third body has more to do with the virtue of the number itself than like
Mm.
where it falls. Because, like I said, when I was going crazy and I thought I was nuts because I was seeing energy everywhere, I saw these things kind of moving in and out and around people, and certain people had like bigger ones and smaller ones, and everybody had like movement coming in and out of their selves, or long streams of energy connected all over the place. But when I started practicing with my teachers, and they were like, this is a 10 body system, and then I had like a lot of aha moments of being like, oh, that's what I see, or like that's what that is. So it's so cool to have this verbiage and to be able to be like, yeah, this is your 10th body, this is how you work with it, this is how you activate it, this is how you amplify it. But they're not really like boom 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 boom, like the astral body, your subtle body. It goes through the whole thing. It like runs in and out. Like, I swear I have to figure out what I see versus what other people see. I have to ask them, like, what do they see? So I can like kind of check off what's not normal to see, so I can calibrate what's a relative perspective. So I think everybody can see auras. I think it's just a matter of training. I think you can. It has to be, because they're not some esoteric thing. They're electromagnetic radiation, that everything gives off. And
I see auras, but I only see like white. So if I look at any object, right, I can see the white around it. I can see that field. But if I look at a human being, I don't see the colors.
yeah, that's harder to do. I think, but I feel like if we get the situation, the circumstances right, we can kind of train anybody to see an aura. And then as you develop that capacity and start working with it and really training your eyes to see it, then you'll start to see the difference in sizes and shapes, and you might start to see colors. Have you ever done the aura picture, the
No.
aura photography? What is it called? Kirlian?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Something like that.
you put your hands on the little metal pieces, and like, yeah, it's like a very boxy looking camera
Yes.
that takes your picture. And I think they're pretty accurate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know they get poo-pooed a lot, but um I think they're pretty consistent. I mean, I see a lot more movement around than what is captured, but with the size
Ah.
and with the colors, I think they're pretty spot on. They're onto something. They're onto something with that photography. Like, I see some people who have like the red auras, or the orange, or the blues, or the like really pinky lovely ones. The colors, aura colors, everybody wants to know their color. Everybody's like, what's my color? What's my color? But they change. They
I
change.
know, and that's what I was going to ask you, because auras can change every second. So
Mhm.
it's almost like, that's why I felt like taking those pictures was useless, because it's like, it's just what's at
What's
that time. Like
Yeah,
it's,
it's just what I'm going through right now.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's still cool. I think it's
it
still
is
cool to have
cool.
like a 3D representation of like, I do have invisible forces around me. Like this is proof, like I'm so about the validation now, because as we're going through this awakening, like the skeptics are even waking up, right? The ones that were like would never believe in any of this mess. Even the like dragging their feet ones are starting to be like, okay, like what's this mess with Reiki, or like what's this stuff with the chakras, or I listened to something and I felt something. People are starting to get it, and it's not crazy talk or woo woo or anything anymore. And now scientists are developing interest in things that they would never be interested in the past. So I think it's really cool to have any kind of 3D proof for them to be like, look, you can take this picture and you can see what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I because some yeah. The fact that there's certain levels of awakening and certain levels of people's clairvoyance and clairsentience, it leaves a lot of gaps for lies. It leaves a lot of gaps for charlatans. It leaves a
Big
lot of
time.
gaps for people saying they see something that they're just
Hmm.
taking your money. So
Yeah.
it's cool to have some validation in the fact, like, it's not all BS. It's like there's some people that are tapped into something that's actually happening. So I don't know. I'm
Yes.
down for the Kirlian. I almost wanted to buy one, but they're way too
Yes. Yes.
expensive.
Yes.
They're way too expensive. Um,
Yeah.
One of my teachers, she was like at a boardwalk where they had aura photography at the beach, and so she knows this. So there's a yoga practice called breath of fire, where you like we did it at the retreat, where
Yeah.
you're like kind of hyperventilating and sucking your navel and like through your nose.
Yeah.
And one of the kriyas that utilizes that is called the ego eradicator, because it breaks your small identity open, and it kind of taps you into universal consciousness, and it does that through your aura. It's like your connection. When I see people doing breath of fire, it's literally like watching a balloon inflate. It's like bigger, 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 right? So she said she was getting her aura picture taken, and she put her hands on the thing, and the lady took her picture, and it came out, and she was like, huh. She's like, this isn't normal. Like, she was like, I don't see anything. Because she couldn't see the edge of her aura. It wasn't like within the picture. So she was like, let's try again. And so while she was reloading the camera, my teacher was sitting there going, like doing breath of fire the whole time, because she wanted to see if she could get like even crazier picture. And she was like, it happened again. Like, I'm gonna have to give you your money back. I don't know what's wrong with the machine. But it was just because like she was kind of taking advantage of the situation. But
Right.
I do think that technology is catching up with us, and that's exciting.
That is exciting. Imagine when we will be able to put on some glasses and just see what you see, right? I mean, that would be really cool.
I think everybody would be like, never mind, I'm out. This excites too much. I know I did for a while. I think it took a lot because I'm kind of integrated with it and it's very relative. I'm used to it, but it was a learning curve of trying to figure out like what to say when I was little or what not to say, like what people just weren't understanding what I was talking about, or a lot of silencing myself. I think my mom, it was like a party trick for me when I was little, because would tell people when they were pregnant, and like it wasn't always well received. I think with like telling people in the elevator that they were pregnant or strangers and stuff. So I learned quickly to not talk about it. and then I kind of shut it down for a while, and then I tried to use it away, and so I'm glad that I'm in this space now. It's very interesting. I don't know, maybe people would like to see. I think everybody wants to be clairvoyant, and I'm like, I don't know if you do. I'm not sure if you do, because it can be unsettling, I guess.
Yeah, really?
I think so. I've seen people who've had their veils just ripped off, or they've gone from 0 to 60. Like my soul sister, she had hers, I think, in the middle of a meeting at work. When all of a sudden she like was seeing stuff moving around the room and around people, and like it's scary. It's scary. I think that's also why our guides baby step us with
But do
upgrades.
you think with the knowledge that I have that
Mhm.
I would be scared?
Oh God, no, I don't think
Okay. Okay.
I don't think so at all. And you also have so much openness in your heart. Like if you saw something that might not be all that beautiful, I don't think you would be so quick to judge and run. You'd probably be more curious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So then is the are you able to turn this superpower on and off?
No. Mm-mm.
No?
I
So
have,
you always see, like, you can see my aura. You when you look at people, you're seeing it.
yeah, I always see auras. I always see like the movement of your aura. I always see the uh what would it be called, like it moves, it's like it moves in rhythms and patterns, and sometimes it quickens and sometimes it gets slower. um
Oh.
Sometimes with women, when they're thinking about their children, it stretches out, like it'll shoot out beams. um like it's always moving. Everybody has like this kind of halo around them that moves in like a figure eight kind of energy all the time. And sometimes
Oh.
that is going really, really fast for some people, and sometimes that's going really, really slow. And sometimes when I'm working with people, I'm like, you're receiving, like you're in the middle of a pretty heavy download, right? So they see it going, and they're like, yeah, my head's been hurting and I can't focus and blah blah blah. But and then sometimes it's just moving like at a regular speed. What else? There's always so many the energies of other beings it affects your aura and affects the rhythm of it. If you've been on a spaceship, your aura moves different. That's how I can tell if people have had contact experiences or abduction experiences, because I've never seen an aura move on Earth the way it does once you've traveled at light speed. It just changes it. Um,
Oh.
yeah, people who are twins have different kinds of aura. Theirs kind of look like honeycomb shapes. There's all sorts of different stuff going on, but I see it all the time. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy making. It was crazy making, but now I just kind of that's it. It's always been it for me. So it's
So then when you see somebody's aura, you're able to tell if, for example, they're sad or if something's happening in their lives? Like what are you able to gather from their aura?
okay. So colors are very significant with with emotions, and frequency. And I think that's why we always say like low frequency emotions, like low vibration, because things like being afraid or being ashamed of something makes your aura move very, very slow. Um, it changes as soon as somebody laughs. As soon as they laugh, like if I'm ever like you want to quickly get into a high vibration, just watch comedy, watch something that makes you laugh, and it'll lift. We even say it in the word. We say it lifts your spirit, because it does. It makes your aura start like, ooh, it moves, and like these undulations and waves. And some people have like a Taurus field around them, especially if they're in a relationship with somebody that they're very bonded with. There's all sorts of things that happen in people's aura, but them so I can see like if their moods are changing. I can see if they're lowering or raising. I can see if they're in communication. Oh, when people are channeling, their auras it's crazy. They completely will like uh it will switch. So some people are like unconscious channels. when like another being comes in, they'll like flip, they'll like go away. You know, they have you ever seen that when somebody
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they kind of like turn off and then the being comes in?
Yeah.
When that happens, their aura changes to that being's aura completely. Like they are gone. And then some people are conscious channels while they're channeling, they're there. Well, they're able to hold their conscious field there too. And then it's kind of like it looks like a Vesica Pisces. It's like a infinity symbol when that happens. They're like layered over each other. So there is just a lot of busyness in this world. This world is very busy, and especially energetically, we are working in an entire system of energy that runs us, right? And we have never been taught about it ever. And
Right.
and it's totally on purpose. It's totally on purpose to keep us like all physical. This is all there is. I'm just gonna like work my body to death to get what I need. It's I don't know. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. But I get so excited about explaining it to people, especially when they get it, right? And they're like, man, like, I don't know. It just makes life easier when you work energetically because the energies run this world. It's not physical stuff that runs this world.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it makes more sense to work energetically than to work physically.
Right, and that's the message I have been getting, right? Which is stop doing, start being. And what I noticed is the more I was being, the more I was manifesting what I wanted. So it wasn't sending 100 emails to people. It was going out in nature and being happy that manifested what I wanted.
Oh my God, and a hawk just flew by my window when you said that. That's so funny. That's exactly it. And it's so hard to break. I think the next thing that is coming through for me to create is a deconditioning boot camp. Like just because the conditioning it's so effective.
So strong,
It's so
strong.
effective. Like it even still, I still catch myself like, no, that's not real. Like, you know, like when I'm I don't know, there's it's just,
and I have told you things too. I have to remind you sometimes, like
did you forget? And I'm
yeah,
like,
I was like,
forget.
manifest the weather. You know, like
Right.
what is it that we want? We want that. Okay, let's go.
And then you did it, and it was like a summertime in the middle of March.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Elisa, we were like praying for good weather because we're like still in caveman times, depending on like, the lies that we've been told. That like, let's hope that we're good and let's hope that God's listening, and then like maybe we'll get good weather if we deserve it. No, like you can just say it's going to be 72 degrees for this retreat, and it will be. And you reminded us all of that, and like. And then it was like 80. And I was like, Elisa, can you turn it down?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you did it too much. It's a little bit warm. But yeah, so those conditioning, oh God, it almost wants me to give them credit. I'm like, the programming is great. It like permeates everything. Once you're aware of it, you can start kind of getting above it. But okay, when been taught I have to work so hard and study so hard and be so smart and be so beautiful. And even with all these things that I'm going to the gym and getting plastic surgery and like cheating on tests and, I don't know, whatever like I have to do to get to the top. Even with all that, it still might not happen for me, right? Like that should just tell you that that's not the best system that you're working in, that, whew, man. But if I tell people, you can just hold the visual in your head of what you want. And then that's what the universe is going to start to create.
Yeah.
Nobody will believe that, which is why the programming to like look at this fear-based thing, be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. And we have this visual in our head of like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, that something's coming to get me. And then it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we don't get it yet that we're the ones making that happen.
Yeah, no. And so it's always reminding people they are the creators of their reality. They are the projectors of this video game, of this simulation.
Really.
And yeah, that's ultimately you came here to be a creator, to experience certain experiences.
Right.
And so, yeah, absolutely. It's exciting to start seeing people understanding that and
Mhm.
and
Your
and
mental
growing and
projection. Your mental projection is it. That is it. And that's why, like the old ancient yogis, they created mantras. Because man means mind, and tra means wave. So it's mind control. It's literally mind control. If you keep reciting this over and over again, you see what repetition does to our conscious if we do something over and over again. So if you keep reciting this same phrase over and over and over again, it's going to make a pattern in your mind. It's going to. That's how consciousness works. And so if the like say if I gave you a mantra for making a lot of money, and you say it 11 times a day for 40 days, and it imprints in your mind, and then these feelings of I can never have a lot of money. I deserve to be poor. I took a vow of chastity and like, or a vow of poverty or whatever. And that starts creeping in and stuff like that. And those are changing your mental projections of your outlook and changing your reality. The mantra is going to kick in and kick him out and go boom. Like, no, I've been saying this 11 times a day. This divine imprint is in my mind. And this is what I'm projecting. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm making a lot of money. Like all these opportunities are coming to me. But on the topic of aura, I've seen a lot of students, like a lot of yogic students, do that. They'll use like prosperity meditations and prosperity mantras, and all these opportunities start flying to them and leaving. Like as soon as they make money, they lose it. They spend it, like it keeps coming in and it keeps going out. And I noticed that that has a lot to do with the left side of their aura. So I try to break it down into quadrants when I'm working with somebody specifically about what they need to do to enhance their self. The left side of your aura seems to be what can hold an opportunity. Like when I see a lot of celebrities, the billionaires, their
Mhm.
left side of their aura is like a fortress. It's like fortified. It's like with the what's the word? The facets, like a crystal, And so it's like the vibrations of the opportunities are coming in through our right side, and they'll just leave if we have like a weak left side of the aura. Like you get the money, spend the money, you get the money, spend the money, you
Ah.
get the money, spend the money. But then if I feel like these people, the billionaires, they get it and it stays, and then more comes, and then it stays, and then they're able to build and build and build and build and build based on that, because they don't just have that. I mean, you can live in a state of flow, that's nice too, but I think that Starseeds need to start being the billionaires, because we can do really weird things with our money that make like complete tears in these like regressive fields and stuff. I don't know. I don't I'm over the spirituality. You need to be poor and humble and like live
But
on.
again, that's just a total mindset that has been put into our reality. It's not real and it's not true. Because why? Because exactly of taking our control away. But again, if we work energetically,
Right.
we can have all of it.
Right. And what would happen if one of our weirdo alien friends was a billionaire, right? They would do things with their money that would change everything around them. It wouldn't just be about them.
Exactly.
It would be like, let's create a center where everybody can come. I don't care if you have kids. I don't care if you're homeless. I don't care if you're a drug addict. Like, I can change your life because I have
Yeah.
billions of dollars, and it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter to me, like I'm ready for the other side to start acute. I think that whole woke nation thing of like, I don't know, man. I think you're right. I think it is a distortion. I think we get hijacked as soon as something that can expand consciousness kind of starts to take foot,
Yeah.
then agendas get implemented.
Yeah. Big time.
Steps
Big
back.
time.
Not sure.
Yeah. So then when you say that the aura has quadrants, are you talking about like, so you have left and right and then
Mhm.
anything else? Is there like a
Oh yeah.
bottom
So
left
I
and right,
would
or?
that would make it a question. I forgot. Yeah. So the left side is holding the opportunities. The right side is calling them in.
Yeah.
The bottom of the aura is kind of grounding them into the earth, and the top of the aura is like your that's where all I see all the communication. That's where I see all the, if you need to reach out for help or downloads or activations and upgrades, I see those all coming in through the top of the auric field.
Uh-huh.
I see people who are able to communicate with their guides. Their halo, their arc line thing moves very fast. It moves really, really quickly. And and there's ways that you can speed up your frequency of your arc line, or just activate it. If it's completely inactive, then that would be where you're struggling to hear, not even hear, but to communicate, because it's more of a telepathic thing to communicate. Like I love this story of that guy in the Air Force who, with all the disclosure things they were talking about, going to communicate with a UFO that landed. This big US Army Marshal gets out of his vehicle, and there are beings from another galaxy that are coming out of the UFO, and everything was really friendly and lovely, and he could tell that the being was trying to communicate with him, but it wasn't verbal. He said it felt like he shot out a beam, and an image projected in the marshal's mind, the general's mind, whatever this army guy's mind was. He said a beam shot out and an image hit his mind, and then he passed out. And he just, like, the whole system just collapsed, because the frequency was so different. Like, if you don't have that kind of energetic fortitude, you can't communicate with the 12th dimensional being. They're going to try to talk to you, and you're going to go, oh, like, it's too much. I can't.
Wow.
I don't know. So he said he woke up in the the medic's tent, and like everybody was gone. He missed everything. The UFO left, the beings left, and like he collapsed because this thing was trying to communicate with him. So I think that's like a very good example. It's like putting like a lightning beam into like old circuitry. If you're like a house that's operating on electrical circuitry that's from the 30s, and then like a 12th dimensional Andromedan shoots like a telepathic beam at you, you're like, oh, I can't remember anything. I don't know what just happened to me. So I think that's probably why they're excited for us to start building up these relationships with these capacities, because we all have them. Mm-hmm. I wish we knew how powerful we were. Like, the human body is a really interesting technology. It's exquisite.
It is exquisite, and so we are a piece of the creator, of the creators that created us. Therefore, we have all the powers.
Right. We have it. Like, there's so many beings that are looking to have a human experience, because you can get so much done in this body, especially if you know how to use it. So imagine if you knew how to use it completely, like a full access to all of your mental bodies, to like the full 100% of your brain. If you could, separate and utilize your pranic body, like, I'm in danger, I'm going to flash my radiant body. I want to travel, I'm going to access my subtle body. If you knew, like, I have this dumb iPhone. I don't know how to do this. Like, I know how to take a text message, but there's so much more that it can do. Like, that's like our human body.
Yes.
And when we're born into this world, there's a bunch of apps that get downloaded onto your iPhone that you didn't ask for. Like, a bunch of stuff that like you just did not, I don't need any of this. So deprogramming that is a very literal thing. Like, we are being subconsciously run to work as hard as you can, to feel bad if you don't work. That's the hardest thing. Like, if I'm not productive enough all day that I can't enjoy my day, that sucks. Like,
that's how I used to be.
Yeah, and me too. It's hard. I didn't do
anything. It's very hard.
Yeah, I don't get to be happy today because I didn't work.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Yep.
Just like I keep wanting to kind of congratulate them when you're aware of the program and you're like, good job. This is effective. This is really good. I didn't even notice that. Like, that is so and it just doesn't go away. It's so lingering. But I guess it's a process. It's all a process, and I'm so grateful for you for reminding me of it all the time. I need that. I do. To be like, wait a minute, just start thinking about who you actually are. you know, and the abundance, the limitations, the being limitless. Like you feel limitless, but you're still like, I can't spend that much money, like you
Yeah.
feel like that's too much, and just we're still so bound.
So that's why I was so intent on stopping doing the sessions, because I wanted to make it clear to the universe that I am living as someone that is free, that can do whatever she wants whenever she wants to. There is no attachments to, like, retired, right? Like if I want to travel right now for a month, I can go do it if I want to. So I literally stopped doing my sessions because I'm like, I am serious. I am going to create this reality.
Good.
So, and there's
That's
some things,
amazing.
there's some
Scary.
very scary, but it was the same thing as letting go of my corporate career.
Okay.
When you're in a corporate career for 25 years, you have benefits for 25 years, you have a steady paycheck comes in every 2 weeks. It is,
they get you.
they get you. It's the slavery system.
Right.
And so jumping off that cliff was scary as hell. But what I noticed is every time I face a fear, it gets easier and easier. So this time I was like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. Now I want to travel. So goodbye. I'm next, next. I'm ready for
I'm so
next.
proud of you. I'm so proud. That's like the hardest thing. I think I totally get that. And that's all the action is really what the universe is watching.
Yes.
It's
yes.
You do
the
it.
belief.
Yeah.
Like, how much trust do you have?
It's okay to be afraid. Just do it. Just still
Just
do it, because the action makes so much more impact on the conscious field. Even if you're like, I'm scared shitless, like I should not spend that. Just do it. Just add to cart, pay, purchase whatever, buy whatever you want, and then you'll see it'll keep coming back to you. I think like when I was like super broke, a friend and I started like getting hints into this and how this works. A friend of mine gave me like $50. And I really wanted to order food. Like I really just wanted to order carry out. I didn't want to make dinner. And I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Like I'm just gonna spend all this money on like Thai food or something like that. And I did. And then the next day, I think I made like $100 or like $250, and it kept growing and growing and growing. Because if I held on to that $50, and I was like, I am so broke. This is all I have. This is all I needed. I need to save every penny. That's what I'm telling the universe.
Yes.
The universe is like, you need this. You don't have any money. This is all you have, right?
Yep.
Just by the fact that I was like, fuck it, I'm getting the food,
Like, right. And that's the thing. And I can't give too much detail, but what I think I have manifested, because I've been asking for financial freedom for 2 years.
Okay.
And it was, it was like money would come and it was great and it was a lot, but it was like I was tied to the job. Right now, the hypnosis became the job. And I was just like, no, this is not it. So that's why I was like, screw it. I am doing this. And I was like, figure it out, universe. And, I'm telling you, my brother calls me 3 weeks later, Zoe, 3 weeks later. Oh, I made a huge sale of money and I'm going to give you some of it. And I was like,
okay.
So like I created the reality, right? Because first you have to believe in order to see. You will not see the real what you want until you create it.
Right.
And so that's why I was like, I'm doing this. I don't care. I'm doing this. So
So
And I
if the
think it's going to
universe is trying
happen.
to give you like millions of dollars and you're still telling the universe like, no, I gotta go punch the clock and work. I have to. It's like, well, how can I lift you
You
up?
won't get out. Yeah, you won't get
I
out of
don't have
it.
any room to lift you up if you're so worried about your dental plan and like like all of the I don't know. That's what it's like that's what I'm saying. The conditioning is so effective because you
Yeah.
still get like I'm gonna be starving in the streets and cold and my kids are gonna have anything. That's
Yep.
BS.
Yep.
Then you will never, ever,
Yep.
ever, ever. First of all, you're so guided and heavily protected. As soon as you make room for the opportunities, they'll come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you are in full trust, the universe will catch you every time,
Right.
every time. And if you're scared to do it, start doing what you love. Like what I did is with the quantum hypnosis, I was doing it on the weekends.
Okay.
So, so because look, universe, this is what I want to do. Look, I'm
Right.
doing what I want to do. And if people would say, what do you do? I would say, I'm a quantum hypnotist. I wouldn't say I'm a project manager at Disney. No, I would say I'm a quantum hypnotist. So you start believing and creating the dream. And the
Mhm.
more you are in it,
The more you claim it.
the more you claim it, the more
Right.
that energy is around you, right? So now the energy around me is the retired, I'm going to travel energy.
Yeah, there it is. And that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna
Yeah,
see Lisa like where is she today? I am so excited. That's totally it. That's totally it. And start to claim it, start to tell it to your friends. Even if you're not. I think I was like in my friend's living room when I wasn't doing anything. And he asked me, what do I do? And I was like, I'm a medium. And he's like, what? And I was like, I don't know why I just said that. And I just like I always remember that moment because then I was like, oh man, like I think maybe like a year later, I was like, wait, I am. Like it's bizarre how it works when everything that you've ever been taught is a lie,
yeah,
right? Literally, I can't stress this enough. Literally everything that you've been taught is a
yeah,
lie.
yeah,
Literally everything. You are source creator, you're a source creatrix. Whatever you want will come to you, like ask and you shall receive times 10. So the practices that I've been teaching people just accelerates that truth. That's it. Like waiting is always part of our third density. Oh god, patience is like the worst. But like, I was talking to source about why the waiting, like why can't when I want something, why can't I have it when I want it? Because usually by the time it shows up, I don't even want it anymore. And like I felt source being like, well, that's the point. Like I'm trying to show you, you don't even really want that stuff, like it's that's kind of the whole riddle of the thing. Like be in this world, but not of this world. Have fun
well,
with material things, but don't need them.
yeah, you are going to enjoy it way more if you have to wait for it.
I know. And that sucks.
Way more.
I
If
know
you
when you're like waiting for that package to come, and you're like, where is it? And then it comes, and then you're like, okay, now what do I need to order?
Yeah,
It's more about the longing.
it is.
More about the waiting
Absolutely.
for it, because once you get it and you open the box, it's like, okay, what's next, Amazon? Like, give me my next thrill for the week. It's so silly.
You know what? When I learned a huge lesson for me, we my ex-husband's family is a huge family, 25 people. We went to the Bahamas. We rented a house that was in a movie. I mean, it was like a compound. It was like a $3 million house. I don't know. I don't remember.
Mhm.
And we were there in this pool, right? The water is like a pool. The sand is pink. It's perfection, right? Paradise.
Wow,
After 4 or 5 days, I'm like,
I'm done. That's
I
great.
think I've seen all the reefs around here. I've seen like I've seen all the fish. I walked the beach backwards and forwards, and I was just like,
What's next? Right? Yeah, I
I
know.
was I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to go
Yeah.
home.
That's
So
such a great metaphor.
it
That's
is.
like we were like, why would an angel incarnate and have a human experience? Because any world of absolute's gonna get boring.
Yes.
Everything, even if it's love and light and a step away from connection with source creator, even that is gonna get like what's next? You know, like I want
Absolutely.
to go to have some experiences. I want to be really afraid, and I want to fall in love, and I want to eat a hamburger. I want to get a stomach ache. That's what they all, they want to have these experiences. And then when we get in them and we feel like how slow time goes here and how it's easier on paper than it is in real life, that's when we're like, why on earth would anybody come to Earth? Like this place sucks, But then
Yep.
when you're off this planet, you'll get it. When you're off this planet, you'll get why there's so. I think my teacher said there's like 1,000 souls per square foot looking to have a human avatar. Per square foot, looking to experience this experience that you're having. One of the amazing starseeds that I work with was telling me people pay to come to Earth. I couldn't even imagine.
Wow. Well, I was doing an interview today at noon with Nicholas David Nan, and he said there is a waiting line to come to Earth.
Yeah, and then we get here and we're like, when am I done? But so enjoy it. You just enjoy. I mean, this experience of Earth has been hijacked, but we're starting to get your technology together so that you can have a better experience. That's the hope. So you can be utilizing it at your full potential. You're not working for something else. You're not making something else a ton of money. You can do what it's your joy, what makes you happy, right? But like to think that there's people that beings on different planets and galaxies that are like, I'll pay to put myself in a stasis pod to go have an experience on Earth. That's crazy. Like that should give you a relativity of like, enjoy this.
Yeah. Like, don't go against the current. Go with it. Flow is so much better.
So much better.
It's
nauseating though when you first are jumping off, when you're first about to like, oh, I can't depend. It's exhausting. Because even when I'm like asking people, and I did this with you too, and I was like, when I tell people to manifest something or to make a wish, and they wish really small things. Like, remember, and I wished for a small thing. We still are so scared and in this little box of security that we don't even wish well. Our wishes are like, I wish for an apartment, or I wish, for a partner, or I wish to like fall in love, or I don't know. We wish for small things. Like, go crazy. Let yourself feel like wildly reckless. Wish for that, like, because it will happen and it'll blow your mind, and then you'll be like, okay, what next? What next?
Big time. You guys have to believe in yourselves. I promise you, it's real. It works. And before we run out of time, I want you to talk about the experience that actually brought on this discussion, which was the Charlie experience of going into that coffee shop, and then you noticed that he was affected by someone's energy.
So bizarre. I forgot about that, actually. Okay, so I went to we were at Smoothie King, and there was a long line, and Charlie was being Charlie. Charlie is my little hybrid baby, so he is a very high energy. What would be diagnosed typically is maybe on the spectrum, maybe ADD here, but he's everywhere. It's hard for him to keep still, and that's pretty normal. I'm used to that. We were behind this guy in line who had a Freemason's ring on, and I noticed the symbol. So I was just kind of like checking him out, and he had one of those big celebrity auras. Like I told you, he's like, this guy has like a lot of money, like he's like, and he's holding a lot of money and making a lot. But I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was so interested in the ring and like why he was broadcasting the ring so freely. I don't know. I guess I'm just curious about the Freemasons because I don't know much about them. So he was in front of us while we were waiting for our food. We were in the same area, and Charlie's like boing, 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 boing. And then as soon as we got close enough to the guy with the Freemasons ring, Charlie went like, like he just shut down. He just like laid his head on my shoulder. Like he stopped moving, and it was bizarre. It was to the point where I was like, what? So I was wondering if he was projecting. I was kind of like checking on his subtle body. I was checking on his astral body. I was like, is he still here? Is he traveling? Did he like, I don't know. I was trying to check in. I was so focused on Charlie. I'm sorry for all these sirens. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's been a lot today, huh?
It's like a lot going on. This is not normal. So Charlie shut down. I was so worried about what happened. I was more focused on Charlie. After a while of him just really not moving, I started noticing that he was being influenced by that man. By his auric field was so powerful. The might of it like kind of dampened, shut Charlie down, but it wasn't affecting me. I was just so curious about it that I wasn't really like feeling like I need to protect him or I need to run away or something, because I'd never seen it before. And then something, I was like making jokes in my head. I was like, I wonder if I can hire him to like show up all the time to like make Charlie stop. Just be still. And then something was like, pay attention to when he leaves. So as soon as he got his food and walked out the door, instantly Charlie came back and he was just bouncing off the walls again. And I was like, whoa, what was that? Like, is that and that's when I started asking people in the group, like if they knew anything about Freemasons.
So you didn't go running after him to stay with you?
Please! Come back. Yeah. He'd be like, oh my God, this lady. But I was wondering, like, do Freemasons, this kind of sorcery, magic, whatever they're involved in, does it have a dampening effect on galactics? Maybe beings that are more star beings than star seeds. Is it some sort of defense? Is it some sort of offense? I don't know what it is. So
and that's the thing, is because I would think that you would see the evil, like I would think that you would somehow see the evil in the aura.
It didn't feel very like I felt that before, where I'm like, I'm going to put some protection around us. I'm going to call in my guides. I'm going to chant some mantras in my head. You know what I mean? I felt that before. It didn't feel like this. This was
interesting.
I was so curious about it. I was just like, how does this work? But that is a good point, because whatever he did, like I said, he had manufactured a very powerful energetic body. Like the way somebody can be a naturally good basketball player, and then somebody could go practice 24 hours a day for 3 years straight and become just as good as that naturally talented person. He had that kind of like, I built this.
It wasn't organic.
It wasn't organic, right? So even though that was like kind of a bizarre example, it's a great example, because you can do the same thing. The way your aura, you house your energetic bodies is how you impact the matrix, is how you impact the conscious field. So you, Alyssa, you have a very powerful energetic body. So like if you have something that you want, if you have a desire, if you have an intent, and you start projecting that out through your mental projection, the conscious field is going to feel that. You have more of an impact on it, right? So I think that's why our guides are giving us these developments now, because say somebody has a weaker energetic body, it's going to be harder to manifest. It's going to be hard. Like, it's not going to be impossible, but it'll take longer. It'll be more tiring. So if you start working out your energetic bodies, and you can do so much just by being aware that they're even there, right?
Wow.
If you start developing this relationship with them, then you can impact the matrix so much differently. You can ask for protection. You can ask for activations. You can ask for downloads. You can say, I want to buy a house, right? And I have a weak auric field. I can envision, I can chant my affirmations, I can, say my decrees or whatever, and it's just not really going to make an impact. The field will feel it, and it'll just kind of like, you know what I mean? If you have a very most starseeds do. If you have a very powerful energetic body, you'll find things kind of fall in your lap. You kind of like I just think about things, And I'm like, oh, I wanted that a month ago, or I want, like things like that start to happen because you're doing it energetically and you're conversing. We are creators, but it is a co-creation. It is totally a co-creation. And like the what do we call it, the universe, source, God, goddess, whatever is running this thing, whatever you want to call it, we have to have a conversation with them about it first, about like, this is what I want to experience now, this is what I don't, this is what I like X out of my life. And you can expedite that process, your ability to work this way energetically, by starting to develop a relationship with your energetic bodies. And so much starts by having these conversations, just knowing your aura is not some esoteric, you have to believe in it thing. It is an electromagnetic projection that comes out of your body that impacts the field of the electromagnetic projection of Earth. And the more powerful you can make your projection, the more pleasant your experience will be in this existence.
Yeah. So then I would think that what we want to do is help people get there. So that could be something that we could talk about in the next video.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm so ready. I'm ready for us to, oh God, it's so easy to be like, let's take over. Let's start to, no, it's okay. We can, I want everybody to live happily in their full capacity.
Yes.
If anybody is having a human experience, they deserve to know that they are literal gods.
Yep.
Literally, and there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yep.
Anything that you're afraid of is you.
Right. It's all projected by you in the end. It's all projected by you.
Yeah. It's just energy that you are translating through your own mental projection. So change you'll change your experience. That's it.
Amen, sister.
That's it. It sounds super easy. So go, everybody, quit your job, spend all your money.
Oh God.
Angry email. It's okay.
Yeah, right. Oh, and yes, that reminds me. There was a comment there, and I'm sorry we didn't get to any of your questions, but there was a comment about that I think you're having issues again with your emails, that you're not getting some of them. So I'm not sure if Zoe is having some.
I'm having interference again. I've noticed.
Yes.
I've been resending activations. If you have not received something, can they email you? Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
The last time we did like a little circle track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Have your friend email me at quantumlifetransformations@gmail.com, and I will then forward to Zoe's email.
Like the Underground Railroad. Like.
No, absolutely. So, let's, we're here to help each other. We are here to help all of you grow, because when you heal, when you grow, we heal, we grow. So this is all of us together in this place. And it's really all about helping each other, and and doing it in a fun way. Like, that's what I want to do, right? Like, going forward, travel and do videos and help people with videos. That's because I showed this, to me, is not work. It might, somebody would think it's work. It's not. To me, this is like so much fun. And so that's what I want to do. Anything that I don't have resistance to, anything that I'm like, I can't wait to talk to Zoe.
There it is. That's what my teacher always says. Follow the energy. If you wake up excited to do it, that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. If you're waking and you have to like muster up strength, and I got to get another cup of coffee or take a shot or something, or I have to like work my way up to do this, that's pulling energy from you. That's feeding off of you. And that's not it.
Yeah.
Whatever you get excited about, as crazy, it could be cats on a unicycle. It doesn't matter if it's that. If that gets you going, that's you.
So before we go, you're still on Etsy, right?
I'm still on Etsy, yeah.
Okay, you're still on Etsy. So the website is activationsbyzoe.com. And on Etsy, it's the same thing. It's Activations by Zoe. So either way, she's there, and you can find her there in either of those two. She also has a new YouTube channel, which she's starting to slowly get into, called The Fold. So definitely follow her there. And one of these days, I want to talk about mantras, because I personally, I am not a mantra person. I don't like repetition. And like, I'll watch a movie one time, unless it's Marvel. I love Marvel movies, or Star Wars, but I'm not like, I won't watch movies twice. Like, I'm not a repetition person. So I need to understand more about mantras and about kind of like what you studied, what you got certified on, all that stuff. So I think that we can like head into that knowledge, so you can teach me,
Absolutely.
about that stuff.
I can nerd out on mantras all day. Yeah, we're gonna
see. Yeah, like I can't do it. It's like, oh.
Okay. I love you so much. Okay, I have to run.
Yes, me too.
I love everybody so much.
All right. Love everybody. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.